So if you were looking to start your own business in 2017, or if you're just looking for some new businesses that are probably going to be emerging this year, I have 7 different businesses or kind of areas that I think you're going to see a lot of businesses coming up and showing up in. For the most part, it seems like any new business is either improving somebody's life by either taking things that are difficult and complex and simplifying them, or somehow connecting technology and phones with everyday life. So it seems like the majority of businesses are improving your life through convenience or bettering your life through service. So I'm going to go through 7 cool businesses that have showed up in the last couple of years, and these are like the categories that I expect to see a lot of new businesses going into in 2017. So the first one is environmentally conscious shopping. So there's a lot of waste in grocery stores with food packaging, from cardboard to the plastic to the styrofoam, and that's a big source of waste, and people are more environmentally conscious these days than they used to be many years ago. So here's an example of a grocery store that has come up with a solution to this. It's called IN.Gredients or Ingredients of Austin, Texas. And what they offer is package-free bulk foods. And this is a new business that's growing rapidly in popularity because it appeals to a couple of different crowds. So it's for people who are interested in buying food in bulk at a discount. They're saving money because they're not paying for packaging. And at the same time, it appeals to people who are looking to be more environmentally conscious, and they're worried about all the packaging that comes along with buying foods. So there's an example of a business that's doing very well right now for those reasons. Okay, so the second area that I would see is any kind of household convenient or gadget type thing. So anything that improves upon our lives or the lives of the consumer will be very popular in 2017. In any years going forward, to be honest, that's where a lot of people are. That's what a lot of people are doing. They're making improvements to things we use every single day. A better potato peeler, for example, an easier can opener, things like that. Household gadgets. I'm thinking too, like the light that sits inside your toilet bowl when you go use the bathroom, so you don't have to turn the light on and blind yourself. Anything like that that goes in your house that improves your everyday life. Those type of businesses have been very popular in the recent years. But just as one example, Scrub Daddy, and this was actually a business that was on Shark Tank. I remember watching the episode a couple of years ago. What they do is they offer a scratch-free, odorless sponge with a convenient spoon cleaner. So that has a couple of conveniences to it. So basically, the scratch-free aspect of it, most sponges are pretty abrasive. You got to worry about using them on certain types of dishes or whatever, but theirs is a scratch-free version. It's odorless, so it's more, I guess, antibacterial, or it's not going to sit there and stink. Like, you got to think of the common issues people have with sponges. They're too abrasive. If they sit around too long, they start to smell bad. And then most sponges, in order to clean a spoon or a utensil, you got to fold the thing over and clean it all off. But with the Scrub Daddy, you can use the utensil cleaner on there, which is basically the mouth of that smiley face. So basically what they did is they took a sponge that already existed and simply improved upon it as a household convenience type thing. And that's an example of a business that's doing very well, and that's what they did. So that, again, is another area I expect to see a lot of new businesses popping up into. And just as a little side story, because it's kind of cool to share things about my own life, but a couple of years ago, I actually was working with a like an invent help firm type thing. Because I had come up with an idea because I read an article about how if you cover up the stem of a banana, it will not ripen as fast. And I had this problem where I would buy bananas and they'd sit there green for like a week, and then within 3 days they would be so overripe that you couldn't eat them. So I was doing research on if you could possibly slow down the ripening process of a banana. So I had like a little side experiment going on. Took saran wrap and wrapped up the stems of the bananas, and I had actually reached out to this basically engineering firm and pitched them my idea, and they loved the idea. They were like, "This is great." They actually wanted to bring it to a household kitchen convention and pitch it to OXO, which is a pretty big kitchen gadget company. But at the end of the day, it didn't work, which was funny because I had tightly wrapped those stems, and I had a controlled experiment where I took bananas of all the same color and laid them out, and I wrapped the stems of half of them and left the other half bare, and they all ripened at the same exact speed. So even though the science behind it was if you cover that stem, it wouldn't let all the gases out that cause it to ripen, but I saw no difference between these two bananas, so that kind of nipped that idea in the bud. But it's just kind of a cool story because that's something I tried to do a number of years ago, was get into that household convenience and gadgets type area. But if you guys think of anything, what I'm thinking of now is that device, the potato peeler that basically sits on the palm of your hand and goes over your finger, and you can peel a potato more easily because a lot of people end up cutting themselves because of the way they're peeling the potato. The palm peeler was very popular because it was a safer potato peeler and it was also easier to use. So if you think of anything that improves upon things that we use every single day, I see a lot of that stuff popping up these days. Okay, so number 3 on my list of 7 is a unique marketing business. So one of the things you could do is help other businesses, but in a unique or different way. You want to think outside the box. Do something that nobody else is doing. Here's an example of this company called Lunch Spread. They're in Manhattan. And what they do is they connect new restaurants with customers by bringing free food samples into businesses along with coupons and flyers. So this is really pretty smart. Businesses are always looking for catered lunches. And this is great because they can target businesses that they know have money. And they know a lot of these businesses have people there that are social. They go out and they buy dinners. They go to dinners on the weekends. So bringing the food in there for free and getting people trying it is a great way to get people to come in through the door. And giving them the coupons to come in another time is a great idea too. So if you had an idea of how you could help other businesses, coming up with a unique marketing business would be something you could do in 2017 as well. All right, so here are the other 4 business ideas for 2017. So sharing services. I'm sure you've probably used sharing services yourself or you know about them. They're growing in popularity because basically the principle is owning stuff is a thing of the past. So people don't want to own cars anymore. People don't want to rent hotel rooms or own houses. So services like Uber and Airbnb that offer ride sharing services or offering up a room in your house for a guest, those are very popular services right now. And power tools, the reason I have this written down right here is because a book I'm reading right now, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I remember the name but not the author. The name of it is Thank You for Being Late. Can't remember the author. If you search that up, I'm sure you can find it. It's a pretty lengthy book, but he talks about how sharing services are becoming more popular. And he brought up the example of power tools because the average household owns a power drill, and I think he said the average power drill is used for 11 minutes in the lifetime of the drill. So when you own that power drill, you're going to use it roughly 11 minutes for as long as you own that drill. So why does everyone need to own drills if you're using them so infrequently? Because it's hard to get connected with people who own a drill. But if you could come up with the solution to connect people in a way where you could share things like tools, things that you don't need to own but you want to use and have them conveniently available to you. So sharing services are in. Here's an example right here. There's a company called WeWork, and they provide shared office spaces on a monthly membership for small companies. So you can go to a city, maybe you have you need to set up there for a couple of months. They will offer a shared office space to you where you can go in and set up without having to, take out a lease on the property and stay there for a set period of time. So that's a company that's flourishing right now because they're offering the shared services that people are into now. Okay, the next one on here is application-based connections. So I'm sure you guys have heard of Tinder and the app called Meetup. Basically what these apps are doing are connecting people that need to be connected or they're looking to be connected. Here's a new example. It's kind of like Tinder. It's called Bark Buddy. So basically this app connects dogs available for adoption to people looking to adopt a dog in a Tinder-style swipe yes or no format. So if you can come up with an application that connects people who are looking to connect each other or connect somebody to something that they're looking for in an easier way than it being done before, if you're improving upon something that's already been done, these are the things that are really doing well right now. I mean, think about if you were looking to adopt a dog you would need to contact shelters, go on their websites, hopefully they have pictures. If not, you're driving to the shelter to look at these dogs, and if you're looking for a specific type of dog, this is a difficult process. But if you can just go on your phone, swipe yes and no, and then automatically set up a meetup with that dog, it's a hell of a lot easier. So people are using apps like that because it improves upon something that already exists, and it makes things more convenient. Okay, so that moves into number 6 here, which is convenience tech. So anything that saves you time is in right now, because if there's one thing people don't have right now, it's patience or time. Everything has to be done faster, everything needs to be done easier, and anything that does one of those two things is doing very well right now. So here's a company called Thankster. What they do is they send handwritten thank you notes electronically. So if you need to thank someone, you don't want to go out there, buy a card, fill it out, and mail it to them, you can use Thankster and fill it out online in a handwritten format. And then they will actually print, stamp, and mail the letter for you for a small fee. So there's a company that improves upon the process of sending a thank you card. It's a pain in the ass. Now it's a lot easier. That's why this business is doing very well. And then the last one I have here. I have 2 examples of businesses involved in events and hospitality. The first one's really cool. I give this person a lot of credit for thinking of this. There's this business called Elza J. And I think it's actually set up like a franchise. So if you wanted to get involved with it, you pay a small fee. Well, I don't know what the fee is. Whatever the payment is to get into the business, you pay that and you can actually get involved with this. But this is a smart idea. They rent out classy porta-johns to upscale events. So if you're having let's say you're having a wedding and you need bathrooms available for people and you don't want nasty old porta-johns, you'll pay a little bit more money for classy porta-johns. It also said that they just released a powder room for women for events, so you can go in there and look in the mirror, check your makeup, do whatever you got to do without having to go into a porta-john. So that improved upon the previous service of portable bathrooms. Now it's a classy portable bathroom, and that's a business that's really taken off right now. And then the last example here, the second example I have under event and hospitality, is this company called America's Cup Charters, and they rent out these beautiful racing sailboats for team building events. So it said that they do them for corporate events, they do them for small companies looking to do team building, they do them for family reunions. So they are all based around events and hospitality. So if you think of an idea that maybe improves upon something that already exists, like the porta-johns, or a way to get people doing something together where you can get corporate businesses or people who are looking to do team building events, something new and exciting, those are businesses that are really going to be taken off, I think, in the coming years. But that's pretty much all I got, guys. That's the 7 businesses that I think will be doing well in 2017. So if you have any ideas that fall into any of these categories, you might be onto something with this. But it seems like from all the research I did, it's all based on using your phone to do more, connecting people who are looking to be connected in a more convenient way, improving upon things that already exist, and making our lives more convenient and making things run a little more smoothly every day. So it's interesting. It'll be cool to see where things go and what new businesses come out in 2017. But that's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. And if you'd like to be notified of future uploads, please subscribe. But thank you guys for watching this video.